Hi folks, this is Jack with Shar Music. Welcome back to the workshop. You know, the other day someone asked me, how do I get into music? And wow, it's such a huge question, and it really threw me back to when I was younger and asking myself the same question. How do I get into music? What instrument do I play? What piece of music do I study? Is it okay to just learn tablature, or do I need to read the actual, proper notes? There are so many questions that drip down from the big overall how do I get into music question, and today on the workshop I really want to help you guys sort of demystify that path. We're going to share some origin stories of the musicians here at Shar, and after that I want to give you guys some concrete things you can do to start your own musical journey. Without further ado, let's hear the origin story of our Director of Products, Aaron Johnson. So AJ, how did you get your start as a bassist?
Well, it's kind of funny. I was going to play cello. That was my goal, going to play cello in 5th grade orchestra, and my dad really pushed me towards playing bass. So I played bass, and then kind of mysteriously later on the next week he was taking me to a music store and we were buying a bass guitar so I could practice. Then my brother had a drum set eventually.
They got your brother a drum set?
Yep, and so my dad sort of covertly started a family band.
And that's how you started playing bass?
Yep, and I've been playing for 25 years now, so it's stuck.
It's fantastic, excellent. Michael Holmes, you know, you're a bassist. Tell me about your origin story.
Yeah, so started playing in 6th grade. They brought all the instruments for like a little instrument petting zoo. And they played the Jaws theme on the bass. And I just knew from that moment that was the instrument that I wanted to play.
That minor second, bottom.
Exactly.
Bottom. That's when you knew you had to play bass.
Yep.
I love that. That's so cool. And how long have you been playing?
About 13, 14 years.
13, 14 years. Fantastic. Folks, I got my start probably about 14 years ago. You know, I started with the electric bass because I was listening to progressive rock at the time. My parents introduced me to bands like King Crimson and Yes and Genesis. And I was just very drawn to that genre, and I wanted to play bass just like those guys. When I hit college, you know, there's no electric bass program in any music college, so I went with upright, and I've been playing jazz and classical and whatever I want ever since. Folks, the first question is usually, what instrument do I grab? And it's a daunting question because there's hundreds available. If you're looking for some specific recommendations, ukulele or a violin. Both of these instruments have tons of repertoire available already. There's tons of online resources available for free to get you started. Ukulele is particularly nice because those nylon fingers are very gentle under your left hand. And additionally, ukuleles have what's called frets on their fingerboard, which will help keep you in tune. Now, violin doesn't quite have those niceties. It's a fretless design, so tuning is going to be a little difficult, but once you get the hang of it, the violin is going to be one of the most beautiful instruments you ever learn to play. The next question is usually, what repertoire should I grab? And the answer is whatever you like. As you start off, find yourself some easy tunes that you enjoy listening to, as well as tunes that you want to learn how to play. You know, personally, I started with Led Zeppelin 2. I would play Led Zeppelin 2 in the background, and I would play my electric bass along with John Paul Jones. That's how I started. At some point, you're going to get serious, and you're going to say to yourself, I need a little bit more content, and you're going to want to go off and find yourself a reliable teacher in your community. Now, you don't have to stick with the first teacher you find. Find a teacher that really resonates with you. Find a teacher that really pushes you to be a better musician. The other common question is, do I have to learn how to read music? Well, this is a tough answer. For starters, you don't have to. You really don't. Plenty of hobbyists just play by ear. They listen to what's going on around them and they play along with that, and that works just fine for plenty of musicians. I would highly recommend learning how to read sheet music. It will just open up so many doors to you in terms of method books and pieces that you can play. It's well worth the investment learning how to read sheet music. If you're interested in learning how to read sheet music or tablature, I'd be happy to walk you through it in a video in the future. So remember to like and subscribe, hit that little notification button, and you will be notified when we release it. Folks, the only other piece of advice that I have, I just encourage all of you to listen to music. You know, if any prospective musician, listen to everything. You know, it's not just rock and roll, it's not just metal. Listen to country western, listen to rap, listen to electronic dance music. Listen to those genres that you've always kind of steered away from, because the more you listen to, the more technique that you're going to absorb from these other genres, the more well-rounded of a musician you're going to be. And who knows, maybe you'll find a couple of tracks that you like. Folks, I encourage you to check out the description. We're going to link out to a bunch of great items that you can use to get started on your own musical journey. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you here next time on The Workshop. We rolling? Yeah. Great, hang on. Trying to groom myself in front of the camera. Yes, there we go.